Yes.
Well, hello and welcome to all you who are actually here right now. I wouldn't imagine there's a lot of you. We're pulling off with a little bit of a deviation from what we had planned for originally. We have Thomas, the Dank engine, against Flashes for Scuttles. With me, as always, is Pro Nibs. He doesn't get to escape this, and he hates being here.
Yes, I
Hey,
do.
Tim.
I was trying to grill burgers. They smell delicious. I got like a little taste of the grill, you know. I go, ooh, and then I had to skip dinner to be here.
Man, that's real dedication right there. Y'all aren't going to be getting that in a lot of places.
All right.
So it looks like we actually have a missed ban. We'll see if that's talked about in the chat.
I believe Flashes for Scuttles has a e-sub.
Oh, is that it? Is that how that works?
No, they don't. This Flashes for Scuttles, right?
First ban was MF, apparently.
Oh, I think it was there. It just disappeared for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's a Lee Sin ban locked in. We can imagine that one's pretty important. Another Rakan ban is mentioned is aimed at Phyrexia, who seems to play exclusively Rakan and Morgana. And we'll also see the Aatrox band, a staple pick out of Your Real Dad, but only has a 20% win rate in solo queue on it. Still able to CS, though, so I guess it could be something to fear. It's really my baseline, especially for a Bronze and Silver League. It's like, can they reach 6 or 6.5 CS a minute? And if it's 6, like, they're fine. If it's 6.5, they're more than fine.
6.5.
That's the number, I'm telling you. That's the golden number right there.
A Soraka ban. Oh, man. It's so irritating to play against Soraka.
Yeah, I think they have been contemplating the Soraka ban for quite a bit there. I'm glad that they finally pulled the trigger and did it. This first pick is going to be interesting. I'd like to see a Fiora. Instead, they're going to be going for the Varus. Vaporcat has played that in the past. Did really well on it. Actually, one of their 3 wins was played with putting Vapor onto Varus and letting him take over the team. So that's totally fair, especially if the other ADC plays it too.
Yeah. There's also the fact, like, Varus is just, like, so versatile right now. You can either go the attack speed build, you can go some poke build if they're all squishy. You can do a lot of flexibility with the Varus.
Yeah, Ashe is a really nice lock-in against him. She does well against these immobile ADCs who are kind of more old-fashioned, not made by certainly T or anything like that.
Exactly. Do you remember back in the old day when people used to call Varus Ashe Light?
I mean, that's pretty fair. Phyrexia does get his Morgana. That means he's not going to be playing poorly this game. I think that they know they have to get that early. He just doesn't seem like he plays a lot, at least well. Apparently he's been playing a lot of ADC in solo queue, and by a lot, I mean almost exclusively.
Okay. So definitely want a comfort champ in that case, like Morgana for him.
Yeah, especially if they're already banning away the Rakan. It's really easy. Oh, the Vigar lock-in.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So I'll tell you right now, for Poof and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 champions he's played during a regular season written down, as well as another 5 he's played in solo queue recently, and none of them are Vigar. Really interesting pick. The Poppy comes out too. This one I'm not the biggest fan of. This is another one where Your Real Dad's played 4 champions over this season. None of them have been Poppy. And the Fiora is where he's seen all of the success. I would have much rather seen them playing to comfort in this case, especially if you're going to draft both your solo laners in such a defiant fashion and say we're banning out one of yours.
It could also be Poppy Jungle. That is a possibility they could be pulling out, especially considering there's 2 jungle bans on Lee Sin and Grace thus far.
Yeah, and instead they go for the jungler, maybe afraid of that option happening.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there really is anything that you want to ban for the Vigar or even the Poppy, considering they're normally things that are used to answer picks.
Yeah.
So I actually don't know their blind matchups too well, because normally they're being picked at the tail end, right? Because they're a decent lane into whatever.
Yeah.
And the Nocturne band, I think that's actually aimed at ZQ129, who's the other jungler for the team. But it's possible. A lot of people play it.
Personally, I would prefer to see a support pinch here, especially because they have the Morgana. Get rid of any of those, like, really, the supports that are good in a Morgana. Like,
oh, wow,
Zyra.
The AD is worse support AL, but he was actually just playing for Outlaws. He must have defected. It's hilarious.
No, he was on their roster, I think, last week as well.
Wow.
Is
Or
is
missed
that a
ban will be
misban or
next
is
phase.
that?
Yeah, they said it came next phase. I guess you can pick and choose that when you have the balls to do it in front of the owner.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
No, definitely not. That's
But I mean, if the other team's fine with it, then and they accept it as is, then that's kind of their
wow.
fault for the rules.
That's a lot of missed bans. What's going on here?
Or maybe these are just errors.
It was MF again.
Like they
So
banned MF
Misfortune now
twice.
been banned twice.
Double ban on the ADC.
Wait, he comes in was the first ban. This is comedy gold right here.
This really is.
What can we expect out of a bronze silver league? I guess. Oh, and they're also using their last for an E-sub, even though it's not an E-sub. Let's just not talk about this, as Ari also gets banned here. I guess that's what you don't want to play if you pick Vigar.
I mean, honestly, that actually makes a lot of sense, right? Because
Yeah, she's going to shove the lane on you. She doesn't ever have to get into your cage range, ever.
she'll roam to your side lanes while you're trying to farm up for more AP and cause havoc in these side lanes
Yeah,
as well.
I think that's a good ban, especially if you're only given the one.
Agreed. Let's see, Darius. That is. I
That's a
always find
strong
that
pick.
I always find that an interesting pick in the Poppy, because if the Poppy plays it right, they'll just sit in lane and York. So
Yeah, so it is a Poppy
so
jungle.
it is a Poppy jungle. I called it.
Or
Yeah.
support. It could be support still.
It could. Support pot. Oh my gosh.
It could also be support Vigar. Maybe that's why they picked like this, was to try and bait something. I don't actually think that the Poppy is a bad matchup to Darius, so if that was the strategy, I don't think that's where you flex her. I think you flex her support. But no, the Vigar flex support, or maybe the Echo's jungle. The Echo can go jungle. I think he's probably... Oh, no, not when he's in Orianna.
No, okay. The Orianna's most likely mid. That could be support Orianna. I don't know what this team is doing, honestly.
It's a support. It's definitely a support Vigar.
Okay.
Which is odd to the Morgana. Very odd. I don't like this one bit. Flashes for Wolves looks like they might be going to 4-7 by the end of this one if I had to start taking bets, as they lock in Anivia to just say, and we're going to outscale your Vigar anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, team fighting wise, I think Flashes for Scuttles team comp is just a lot more solid, right? They have a lot of everyone on the team has some form of CC or slow, right? As opposed to Thomas, the Dank engine has like this really wonky front line of suboptimal characters, not off roll. But like if they're comfortable on these champions, they could make it work, right? I mean, a lot of Dragon League comes down to mechanics and execution during the game.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the problem that they're going to find in like the draft that they've selected on the side of Flash for Scuttles is that they haven't drafted a lot of things they're comfortable with outside of the Morgana. That said, I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem for them.
Yeah. Something interesting, Flash for Scuttles only like really good engage is either like a black Morgana what is it? Dark Binding. Jesus, Black Shield. Dark Binding, or or like throwing out the Ash arrow. Like,
no, you forget that the Morgana Binding is always going to be coupled with the Trundle Pillar.
Oh yeah. Assuming they got that synergy going, yeah, definitely.
That's why this was actually picked a lot with Caitlyn, right? This was like the holy trio you picked up in the first rotation, I believe, during MSI. And you would go Trundle, Caitlyn, Morgana. And this would essentially set you up with a trio where you dealt all the damage you needed to and you could always get picks. And the lanes didn't matter when you had it. Like, at all. It's the most boring part of the draft where we get the run back.
The run back. Oh, man.
Yeah, sorry, I'm from the FGC, so... What can I say?
Part of me wishes teams, whenever they do this part of the draft, that they would like meme a little bit.
So actually, me and my team have a strategy where we try to tilt the other team off the face of the planet, and we do it by starting off with the first bands going even, and then we start taking their bands. And we start to see how they adapt real early. You learn how fast teams think.
Like,
Just don't
oh,
put him
okay.
on the spot like that.
Half the time they dodge and go like, wait, what are you doing? You got to do the bands. Like, we're picking the same champions. Chill out.
Yeah, sometimes I have us spell out FKODL. That's because I got some real beef with them, so I was just like, yeah, we can do this every time we're streamed. I think the bans are important.
I think it's important for like stats, maybe. Other than that, I don't know
No, no,
if
I
the
think it's
spacing
important to
is
me.
actually.
Like, in your stats department, I mean, y'all haven't really recorded stats, at least for Dragon League, in a while, so I mean, it's not like it really matters for that.
I think the last thing Spaciness did was week 4. This is week 6, I believe, which I think the stream is incorrect on because I didn't have time to.
It's week 6,
correct
week
it.
5, week 4.
I
We're
think
getting a
this.
lot more lock-ins coming through. So we're finally seeing where things are going. It looks like the Poppy's going in the jungle. Yeah, I guess that's what's just predictable, right? I think the Poppy's not the best pick into the Trundle.
I don't think Poppy's a good pick into
Maybe-
this team at all. None of these players, literally none of those champions have a dash of any sort for Steadfast present.
Yeah, that's why it's so odd to pick her early. You know, you're normally picking this to answer something or adapt to something.
Yeah.
I mean, the W's still fine because of the movement speed buff that it gives.
And the bonus armor magic resist, yeah.
Like,
but
it's not a wasted spell, but it definitely doesn't feel useful. And it's not like Anivia is going to be building a Hex Tech Proto Belt. There's absolutely no dashes coming out of this team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't get all that nice impact of using Steadfast present in a really creative way.
Yeah, this is gonna be ugly. I can see that happening. I mean, she is a delivery system and the only one for the Oriana. I think that there's an identity crisis happening on the side of Thomas the Dank engine.
We'll have to see. What do you think these junglers are gonna be doing in the early game?
Probably filling themselves up in the jungle if I had to take a guess. So you got two options here, right? So you have to remember the gank times have been reset because of the level 3. So Poppy isn't going to be able to get off any type of gank early because the clear is going to be so slow. Even if she does go to Raptors, you're just better off having gotten like Krugs or something because Raptors actually don't give as much as they used to. All of these factors mean it's going to be really ugly clears, and level 3 ganks are difficult as hell. All that said, Trundle is one of the best at doing it and can still do it really consistently. And I think that because of that, he's going to want to do that first. Because that's the Poppy's only real strength, is possibly a level 3 gank that goes off well. The only real benefit I see to the Poppy may be going for a level 2 gank, actually. But that would be pretty difficult.
Where at, you think? You think he's going
So you'd
top
have to
lane?
go red buff. You don't get an option. Because you need to start red buff whenever you do a level 2 gank, right? Like that slow and the burn is just like the
Really important, yeah.
Yeah, the impact, you can't state how important that is. Everything about red buff is life-saving to the first gank. You just don't want blue. And I the issue is it's a Varus and Vigar into Morgana Ashe. Now if Morgana doesn't start Black Shield, you can get there before her and probably get your only gank off in the lane.
Yeah. In theory, they could do...
Because they'll shove. It's a W and a W. They'll shove. Ashe and Morg are gonna...
Yeah, but in theory, the Vigar cage could go down, Poppy slams someone into the wall of the Vigar cage, so they get stunned.
Yeah.
So there's level 2 gank synergy there.
I think that's the best option, though, and the only option for them, right? Because you're going to be using the Varus E to get the slow and everything. Like that, this is a very gankable lane before level 2 even happens for the bot laners.
Yeah.
But I doubt it'll happen. What'll probably go down is Trundle will try to go for like a half clear and end up topside because you want to impact the Yorick and Darius as early as possible. And Poppy will probably just try to fee farm and hope that at level 6 she's really impactful at holding out Trundle and Darius from her backline.
Yeah.
And even that's like really, really, really poor for your jungler. There's just so much more you could be doing with this pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the Yorick really better than anything we could have played in the jungle?
I don't know, honestly. I think Once Your Urgot has been playing quite a bit of Yorick this season. So I think at that point, it's just like something he just normally picks, and that might be why they blinded the Darius in the first place. Going, if he picks York, Darius is completely fine in York. I'm pretty sure. But that's actually a very like snowbally matchup, right? If Darius gets ahead, if the York gets ahead, that person will start winning 1v1s, and that could probably result in a lot of map pressure.
Yeah, and that's why you impact that lane first as a jungler. It's not even a question. Like, that's just where you want to be. I mean, unless you're the Poppy, and then I think you want to recognize Trundle is better than you at being a jungler because he actually spends time there. And go for this level 2 gank.
Yeah, I think you just lose that 2v2 straight up against Darius Trundle as York and Poppy.
They took barrier on Vigar, though, which signals that they are not going for a level 2 gank.
Yeah, that kind of means Vigar's planning to take some CS, man. That or eating all of the bindings.
This is really unfortunate.
In which case,
as we load up into the game...
Hello? Hello? What happened? Hello?
Oh, I don't know why I got muted or when.
I was about to say, like, wait a minute, what happened? It's like, is my computer lagging, or...?
I just kept hearing hello. I'm like, yeah, I'm talking, my boy.
It's like, what happened? He was about to say something exciting, probably.
Oh. A spectator crash.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad I have one of the players added.
Do I have one of these players added? I'm trying to think.
You have me added, so...
I think I have Puffin added as well. Worst case.
Yeah.
Most likely we'll crash here in a bit.
Well, chat, as we're loading up into the game, let us know who you want to win in the chat. Either hashtag flashes for Scuttles win or hashtag Thomas the Dank engine win. Or you could just not put a hashtag and flame and put down acronyms. Whatever you'd like.
You could just spam D for Thomas the Dank engine and F for flashes for Scuttles.
Real active chat tonight.
Excellent. Love me an active chat.
But we're loading up into the game. I don't have any more time to respond to your many questions.
Let's see. Why is it blank? Why? Okay. Sorry. Streamer struggles.
It's all good.
Wait, what is that? What is this Vigar start? Relic Shield? I'm so confused right now.
So this is called the cheekiest start known to man.
Oh, that means he can still Q farm because he has the Relic Shield.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. Oh my god. These teams barely miss each other. Ooh.
And there they go right onto the ward, and they are no longer missed. Pings come down, and they know exactly what's happening here. Poppy might be able to get a red buff start and then a level 2 gank off onto the Darius. Now that would be attractive.
That would be fabulous. Assuming Darius gets
in
the
red buff. Now I know she's not thinking about the level 2 gank because I'm the only one left in the world who still does it. But I am. I'm thinking about it. You should see me on Zach in solo queue. I think I give the bot lane a heart attack every time I come in with E and Q, no W. Oh, it's real spicy. And here they go now. I think that they were spotted the whole way in. They're going to know the red buff's being taken. That gives Poppy the liberty. If they don't even know it's just being taken, they're going to know the time it's taken at.
They have a ward directly on it. They actually will get the exact time.
Yeah, Orianna should go contest maybe the Trundle, but they're actually going to burn this down too quick, so I guess she's just best off to stay in the lane and do her farming.
Yeah.
So now, Trundle's actually not going to get anything else, and if Poppy's smart, after this she's going to go to her Raptors. Assuming she doesn't want this level 2 gank, Darius is coming late, the lane's going to shove.
Nivea found Poppy right now, though.
And Nivea knows the plot.
Oh, no, he's taking the Raptors!
And the Raptors are just not being friendly. There's a flash out of Poppy as the camera goes snapping back and forth. I don't care about the action bot lane, though. Give me the Poppy booty. Imagine if Darius had actually passed somewhere other than to the minions, and there comes down the question mark, King. You can tell Poofin's a little upset about that.
Rightfully so. I mean, that should have been a free kill for Darius, and that could have snowballed. He would have had red buff at level 1, level 2. Like, 2.5 minute red buff Darius. It's like, you do not survive any all-ins against that.
Oof, nice poke by the Oriana. See, I think that's a communication issue there, where you just have to be able to tell your laner to come, right now and get this.
Yeah.
Personally, I've screamed at my laners before, telling them to use their teleport to get into fights, just to find out they couldn't get into the fight. Like, literally, immediately just taunted by the Shen, and I wasn't even thinking about that. I just knew I said, come to this fight now. He did it, though. He channeled it. That's the type of teammate you need.
Exactly. Trundle just got bot-side Scuttle. I would expect him
Do you see that farm?
4 CS in Oriana?
Oh, I was talking about the ugly farm out of the Yorick who had just missed 2 and has this massive wave forming up. The Darius is about to get big. But yeah, 5 CS on Oriana is sad. He misses a cannon too. This is hard to cast, man.
Artbox is like so low and from just random Morgana Ash poke as well.
Wait, so he'll miss the cannon, but he does know to use his auto attack reset to pick up the CS. This is a perplexing man your real dad is. Firaxi is going to be getting chased down right now by a Vigar who's just throwing Qs wildly into a bush. And the W poke is just keeping the Varus from being able to touch anything except himself.
Oh, that's a level 2 wall, isn't it, on Anivia?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's level 1. It's
decent.
level 1. It's just, they buffed it to where the thing is bigger, level 1, I think.
That's good. I mean, that's one skill you normally don't want to level up because it doesn't get a lot bigger until the later levels, and I think they've just kind of like exaggerated that then. And here comes the full-on play onto the Varus, forced to blow the heal. The Black Shield works exactly as intended, and he gets lucky. He escapes the crit out of the Ash volley.
Oh my gosh, this is so close. Aardvark is like on the razor's edge right now, and look at that. Kaio just took CS.
But he does it with the Relic Shield, so it's all good.
No, he didn't have Relic Shield. I didn't see it proc.
Shh, don't tell the ADC that. As your real dad gets beaten down, he doesn't exactly know how to use the sweet spot on the Darius Q. I did kind of speaking to the fact that he hasn't played this champion much.
Also, One True Urgot is out of mana. If real dad was realizing this, he could like just all in him right now. Guy has no mana. He does.
Yeah, but this is not a Darius player. You can just tell by the mannerisms, the way he's acting. He'd just rather farm. He's used to playing late game carries, and not these type of lane bullies who have to snowball.
Yeah.
Although Darius can carry late game, I'll give him that much. Your boy does do it well when he does it.
It's kind of scary when the Darius like pops off in a team fight. You get the resets after resets, does a lot of damage, and especially when you got like Ashe and Anivia slowing people down, funneling people into you, like that can get kind of crazy.
Yeah, personally, I'll put my top laner onto Darius if we ever have to blind pick, just because the pick is always capable. Even if he gets behind of like still doing something.
Yeah.
Which you can't say for everybody. As Oriana's going to keep on fighting this Anivia with no mana.
But Trundle is here. Good flash.
That was a really good pillar. Using that to get as much space as possible and using himself in the gap where the slow still was meant that the Oriana had to flash there. Really, really good play out of Trundle.
Yeah, honestly, just an insanely good pillar.
Yeah, you have to give the credit where it's due sometimes because that's not easy to do.
It's not.
Normally you're reacting in a snap of a second to just get that. You miss another cannon. I split it.
Oh, Poppy is down here.
Oh, Poppy comes in full flesh.
Oh,
yeah,
my goodness.
That's what Predator Poppy feels like when you still haven't bought your boots at 6 minutes 30 seconds in. And the first gank leads off as unsuccessful. We're still 0-0, but we've had a lot of action despite all that. Let's focus, though, on the Darius and Vapor Cat, both at 40 CS while the rest of the game is trailing.
Where's the parts down here again? This might be
That's
first
a Vapor
blood.
Cat. Yeah, they have to flash for it, but they do pick it up. The Black Shield can't save you from death, apparently, and Aardvark's able to get that. First blood going over to Thomas the Dank engine, definitely a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, this Varus build is just weird and tilting as well. Double daggers.
Yeah, it's really good for when you're farming, right? Because Varus has the passive where when you kill something, he gains attack speed.
I guess so. I don't know.
Not particularly good for trades, but they do get the kill anyway.
Yeah, he's down like... well, now he's only down 10 CS now since he got the kill there.
Yeah, but still, I mean, when we have looked at the CSI, this is an Oriana getting beaten down. If she just gets auto-attacked to death by an Anivia, that's how you have to feel bad.
Oh my god. And this Ash build is also very interesting too. First item, Cutlass. Most people would, I'm pretty sure, would just do Razors as normal. Ooh, I think Urgot's really wanting this.
Storm Razors is just a strong option all the time.
Exactly. Although I have seen Bork first item, I usually only offer that whenever they have like 3 tanks, right? Oh my god, he's so low already. But is he gonna get a kill, return kill? I think so.
Yeah, that is the return kill. Really nice job there. The Maiden not able to do the work, and neither is the Trundle. Or I guess with the help of the Trundle.
Yeah, I think all he did was show a pillar, and he's like, okay, I guess I'm dead. Let's see. Okay, the double daggers. Now recurve bow. Does damage now. But he's down 30 CS once again. Maybe that's why Kaya is playing the Vigar. He doesn't trust his ADC.
It's a little hard to play ADC too if you or switch roles when you're going from ADC to not ADC.
Yeah. Well,
I did forget about that. Yeah, this is going to be a nice one. The E lands, but the ultimate comes out a little late. It's hard to channel those abilities. You know, you kind of have to have like a piano-like touch to the keyboard if you want to get that off.
Yeah, whenever they nerf the range on it, it feels really wonky because you try to do the trade and then you can't do the. Poppy is going top lane right now.
Yeah, we're going to see if she's able to actually get something done here. I mean, they're inside of the wall. That synergy with Yorick is present. You have to give credit that they have little bits. And that's going to burn the Flash out. He's still burning down, but that's the corrupting pot going in. One more hit, and that'll do it. Here comes the Trundle, though, and he is full-fledged chasing at the Poppy.
He uses ult.
He flashes. He comes all the way in and gets trapped into a W. This is bronze silver for you, folks.
I think, actually, if Poppy would have committed for the stun there, she probably could have killed him, actually. Oh, 2-man stun! Holy. That's such a good Trundle pillar once again.
And here comes the York, though, looking for the turnaround. He can get it if they keep going in, but that's actually a rogue E coming out from the Anivia. Really nice job. Must have landed that at max range.
Yeah, good roam by Puffin, honestly. Definitely showing some prowess.
Also being told here that Yorick counters Darius, and I quote, hard. We've also been told that Bork is the go-to build on Ashe. I think that was true prior to the crit changes. Now it's a little bit of like a weird landscape where I'm not exactly sure what's true on ADCs. But when in doubt, I think you stick to what was working before because those items haven't been changed.
Yeah. Poppy is, she's shadowing down here again. Oh, she definitely is. She's committing right now. Bot lane's way too far away, though.
Oh, flash!
Braxia, use the... Oh my god, Aardvarks is so low. This is so dangerous.
Knocks him into the cage, too. The Poppy finally showing some usefulness as Aardvark gets it with the Q. The chains mean absolutely nothing, though. This Poppy just yordles on a way out.
That's some expert level KSing right there from Aardvarks.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost like they fed it to him, honestly. That was a pretty great job there. I mean, the cage into the E, all things considered, they played that right. You got to give him credit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he is doing the board build first. Yeah, this Yorick is just, definitely getting the best of Darius this whole time.
Oof. But here comes this...
Wait, why is the Maiden not coming over here?
Oh!
Dang, what a turnaround.
He had to auto-attack him. He had to, like, literally attack move. I'm sorry for the headphone users in the audience, but my god, what was that? Oh. That's just so tilting, especially because I know Real Dad can play very well and carry this team.
The one true Urgot is really the one true your god.
Yeah, I always was a fan of the Urgot until they changed his thematic. See, my thing was I was a big fan of the like life is pain and suffering type of theme, and that was it. And I told Riot this and like and asked me anything about him, and like the content creators responded and told me that he feels that way, but now he's like life is hard, so I'll be harder. And it was just fucking dumb. I can't even say it in a straight sentence. No, I want depressed Urgot. That was so relatable. He was just like life is pain and meaningless. No, he wasn't even edgy. Like, an edgy person would try to derive meaning. He had no meaning from it. He was just like, this is painful, man. Oh, I loved him. Please bring back old Urgot, or let me create a champion just like him. You can call him Sit Straight.
So, gold is only 1k apart, like almost exactly. Slight lead right now to flashes for Scuttles. And honestly, this could result, like, the result of this game could determine who's more likely to get in the playoffs, who's going to actually get higher seeding and stuff like that. These teams are relatively close in the standings.
Yeah, this is actually wait, playoff opportunity for 3-17?
Yes.
Holy God!
Only
Versus
like,
the
there's
NHL.
only
And this is the
17.
arrows coming out though. I'm sorry, I have to call that as Aardvark blows his flash here, and the turn back comes onto the Ash through the Poppy.
Oh
Will
my God.
chase
Meanwhile,
down.
I'm ganking mid lane. We're going back
Yeah,
and
the
forth.
gank in mid lane, and we're going up to top lane
Darius
as
is dying as well.
We're going to hold the camera steady.
Everybody's dying.
And this is another pick onto the Orianna, who does stay in the range of the ultimate, and the Rift Herald comes down now. Orianna's low enough, she can't stay here. And the Anivia has got siege for days. I mean, the Shockwave...
Ori does have Shockwave, yeah, come on. Get the Trundle. Commit to it.
Too late.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta commit. And Darius is now just frantically trying to fight Yorick under the tower.
Argon's just ignoring him. I'm taking the turret, and then I'm going to take you. Watch.
The 5 stacks might be the killer, though. I mean, you
He
can be a
flashed away.
baller, but... Why is it always an early ultimate? It's like you don't play the champion.
It has an indication saying, yes, you can kill this person. Shoot turrets taken in mid, though, with this
He
Rift
does
Herald.
get it, but my God, this has been close every time. And on a champion who you know is taking Grasp and taking the Corrupting Pot, like, Yorick is not the man to be early ultimates. Just not.
He did finish that Triforce, though, from getting the solo goal. So that's a huge power spike. I don't think the next time these two go at it,
Darius will be building it too.
He doesn't have enough gold, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but he'll be building the same item eventually. So it's
Yeah.
like, even if he's not as strong as him at the moment, he'll just like be able to circumvent that and they'll end up on the same item. And then I'm pretty sure he'll be finding it. I mean, especially after this tower take here. I mean, he won't be getting
definitely.
solo gold.
Yeah, he has 1600 gold right now, enough for a Sheen and probably he already has tier 2 boots, maybe a pink ward or something.
I mean, he has a dagger, so he'll definitely be able to get a Sheen.
He got 2 daggers.
He's close.
He's close, he's close.
That's a really important buy though for him.
Just see.
Wow, you just see the Vapor Cat Fire Axia lane just bombarding them.
Just like push them on a turret, poke them out the wazoo, make their life
Just
miserable.
keep hitting.
Honestly, it does not seem like a fun lane to lane against. Ah, okay, so Aardvarks and his weird, crazy build completed Bork at the same time Ash did, just about. They both have a Bork. He actually has like a slight gold advantage right now. Oh, Ash arrow misses.
But it doesn't matter when you're landing the Varus like that, and I mean, Poppy gets the kill. Would have rather had that on the Varus, but it went so quickly, I don't know if he could have even controlled that. Vygar flashes in just to get the cage, and the chains only land onto the Poppy, forced to flash out.
Yeah, but now Morgana had to flash away, so that's a flash traded between the supports.
Man, I'm always ending up behind you.
Are we both live?
I'm at 1630 right
Now. Okay, gotcha. Same.
But I keep lagging, like, all the time. I have to make a script, so that way I'm constantly pressing plus on my keyboard. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna make it. It's just, like, I'm really lazy and I don't want to.
Oh, they're going after this Darius right now.
Oh, that's a nice pick! That reminds you of the old days with the Vygar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be forced to flash out of that, and that may not even be enough, as they are just coming. I mean, look at the Poppy. She has got a hop to her. I love watching her.
Trundle is right behind them right now. Okay.
I think that splash art
spooked
is
him
so
just
ugly.
enough. Yeah, I think
For such a cute skin.
that play would have worked if worst support AL would have just gone in for the stun properly. Like, would have committed.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is another one where I think we're playing champions that we're not too accustomed to.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I think this is just something that we see across the board.
Ooh, one true, is he gonna get out of this situation? Oh, he's
he is
stuck!
unlucky.
He's stuck!
Yeah, that's the Nivea wall you dream of. With
the
Trundle.
Trundle ability. That's extra stuck. Nothing.
Yeah, they
That
know what they're
was
doing there.
honestly that makes me worried. Puffin can do those kind of Anivia walls. Like when Anivia is doing those kind of things to you, you start worrying a little bit. In the back of your head, you're thinking like, "Oh no, is this Froggen I'm playing against? Like Froggen
Well,
Light?"
so like him, I mean, his mechanics on Anivia are like, I guess, impressive as they can be on Anivia. Like he deals damage very consistently and he rotates his spells right, and his positioning is top tier. But it's the laning that's so terrifying. This man will teleport back with half health just to not miss CS.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
I've seen it in solo queue and LCS. It's terrifying. Although
Ooh.
Aardvark gets another play here onto the Anivia, definitely not for
He's missed all these things. Egg is popped.
Trundle gets
walked
stunned.
into the stun.
It's gonna be the death sentence for him as he just stands there watching him beat up on his friend.
Yeah. And
So
honestly,
it's going to be a free dragon handed over to Thomas the Dank Engine, right?
I would hope so. I will say this: if Anivia dies, that's so much shutdown gold. The dude is 3k, well, it's like 2k gold right now above his the opposing mid laner. Like Kaneki, like the entire 2k gold lead is on Anivia.
Yeah, I mean, sitting at 4-0, we could only hope that the ceiling gets higher.
Oh, they're going after it. They want the shutdown gold.
What is Poppy? Oh, I guess you got it, but that was just so overly finessed. Oh my God.
You're just taunting him, you know?
I guess, I mean, maybe it's like the Thresh who never hooks you and he just walks in until he can hit you with the flay.
Exactly. We'll have to see. That's his first death. That was a large shutdown. Oriana now is now like 600 gold closer. That is crazy good shutdown. Two people like I have to mention Flash of Scuttles has so much just vision. Like look at their vision right now. They got a pink.
Wow.
They've just.
Are you using the commands to look at that?
I honestly don't remember off the top of my head.
F1, F2?
F1.
Just press F1 and look at what's genuinely on their map and then press F2.
Yeah, F1 is blue side. F2 is what they see. F3 is the whole map. Yeah, that is insane.
Also,
that
I think
is
it's
so much vision. There's so much information.
Nobody has aggressive vision. I mean, they just got some down, but the vision is really lacking past the river for both teams.
Yeah.
And this is why we don't see a lot happening, right? Like right now, if you're on the side of what are they? Flashes for Scuttles?
No.
You want to be setting up all of your vision on the bottom half red side because you want to secure that last outer turret.
TP going in mid.
And this is going to be it for the Poppy as she's just stuck.
Oh,
No, the double shockwave though
two-man
into the
shockwave.
E. The grievous wound's not enough. Anivia dealing damage, but not dealing kills.
Yeah, or you had to blow her flash in there too. So then, like next time the Nivea wall or Trundle pillar hits him. Oh,
Ooh, they got
the
the hook
hook!
onto Vigar. That's the full hook. He's sitting inside of the Anivia ultimate, and that's the death sentence for him as Poofin picks it up.
We'll have to see what they pick up after
So
this.
there's no turrets here in the mid, and I think that this is because there's a fundamental flaw in the strategy they're employing this game, which is find a team fight, win a team fight, get objectives. But I guess it works for them as they get the pick onto Oriana as well, and they end up just playing ARAM successfully.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid to see them.
Meanwhile, True Urgot, he's like sitting up top and got like he actually traded a turret. He's going after Puffin right now as well.
Oh, Puffin's sitting on the maiden. That's the end of that. Yeah, you can't survive that.
And,
So
Darius
much
has
damage.
is TPing back. Do you think he's gonna go for it? I would go
Darius
for it.
has
I would
to.
go for it. Go for it, Urgot. Get him. Take him down.
Oh, you
Show
can
him who's
kill him.
boss. Yeah.
And he's going to get the inhibitor
And
here.
you get the inhibitor. You got 2 kills and an inhibitor. That's so good for this team. He's putting them on their back almost, you know? It's split push to win, man. Objectives.
So, I asked you this question at the beginning of the game. Is it worth it? Is Urgot is York ever worth it? As he gets picked and blown up. I mean,
Yeah,
he got
he's
the
gonna die.
inhibitor. But is he ever worth it over anything in the jungle that isn't a Poppy into this team? And I guess the answer is yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while they're distracted with that, probably pick up your shield. Damn it. Good grief. Where's the
Yeah,
poor
it's
ALs?
definitely a bit tilting if you try to watch these players mechanically.
I mean, it's just like he just like so many like just mechanical just like oofs for him. They should just burn this down. Oh my god, he died. They could have stolen the Baron if Trundle had
Trundle
flash.
didn't have flash
He didn't
or
have
a blast
flash.
stone.
It's just tragic. But if he did, he could have easily.
Yeah, there were no ways that Trundle was getting into that pit.
Oh my god. Like, worst support AO. Holy crap, man. Pick up your shield. It's a basic mechanic. It's
Wait,
her
chat,
passive.
what's the question? Is ADC harder to play than what? Because in a competitive 5 team, the ADC just mechanically has the hardest position, but has the easiest job of anybody on the team. Like, any professional coach will tell you, the ADC's job is to deal damage and be quiet. Only talk when you got to. It's a bad time being an ADC. You're basically inept.
I've definitely shotgulled some teams from ADC position, but it's just more like just who's on your team, who actually talks, things like that.
Yeah, but like an ADC just shouldn't be a shot caller, because if you're actually putting energy into thinking about that, you can't mechanically keep up with the demands of your position.
You only shot call when you're not fighting somebody, right? And in that case,
If you're an ADC and you're not fighting, what are you shot calling?
you're shot calling. I'm going mid to take down this turret. Let's do it. Okay, guys. Turret goes down. You have the ADC there. It's much easier. You just like
See,
I just
the
need
ADC
people in front of me so I can take turrets and do objectives.
You're an ADC main, aren't you?
I used to be an ADC main. Yeah. Is Urgot gonna do the 1v2? Is he gonna do the 1v2?
Yeah,
Can he do it?
Beat up. Oh!
Oh, he burned 2 flashes. Oh my
Give a
god.
fuck. 47 seconds. 47 seconds for a 300-second cooldown. Oh my god. I mean, he's gonna lose his ADC off the back.
Oh,
of this,
Vaporcat
maybe a
almost
bit more.
died. Holy crap, that was extremely close.
Yeah, you saw 3 corruption stacks.
Yeah, Thomas Dang Engine definitely looking to keep the Baron alive. Oh, there's the Ash Arrow. Why are you guys still here?
And the pick.
Overstaying.
Yeah, whenever that Ash Arrow lands, LOL casters, did you see Poppy? I always see Poppy.
Top in hit turret's going down. There's like 2 super minions right now. Or top Nexus turret. But I think they're going for the
they're
end.
looking to end.
They're looking for the end.
They don't care.
They're racing against minions. Urgot, he doesn't have teleport. I was about to say, if he has teleport, he might just go for it, you know? Go for the end. Ooh, very good stun. I don't think
Ooh, that saved the game right there, that Poppy stun.
that Poppy stun definitely did, yeah. Isolated Orhawks. Or Audrey Hawks? Audrey Hicks? I don't know.
And that's 2 Nexus turrets dead now. That means that a teleport can end it. The only thing is that Yorick is the person with teleport. And I think his split pushing is really good, but his tower take may not be fast enough to get the Nexus in time if they see the teleport. If they don't see it, he gets it 100%, no questions.
Yeah, honestly, also it matters. Like, if they stop? If they have no recalls, they can't recall. Then that actually matters. If he has the maiden up, I think he actually could take the turret, the Nexus by himself. Like he
See,
has
I think if they get a
Triforce.
spot of him teleporting, make him recall and get in
Yeah,
every time. Like if they have, but you have to see it.
yeah.
And that's something where if they recall in a spot where there isn't vision, like near the top Nexus, or sorry, inhibitor, you get a ward down there, the teleport comes in, they have to be hovered over that to see it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Etc. He could walk in.
I mean, he could just take bot inhib turret. That's the other option, which is what he's going for right now.
I mean, you still have to allocate yourselves in a position where you're not just trying to end. It's like, oh, that's another pick. But my God, Oriana trying to save it on the back line, and so is Poppy with the ult. They gave everything to that Varus, but he just does nothing to keep himself alive. I mean, maybe a Guardian's Angel. I mean, he has built 2 items with lifesteal, right?
Urgot, I think he's getting this turret before he dies.
Oh, he is getting the turret. He just won't be getting the inhibitor, and he'll definitely be dying.
Yeah, it's just a matter of if will he take someone down with him. But the thing is, every time he dies, he's on the other side of the map. He's on flashes for Scuttles side of the map. So then they can't take anything. Like, they're just literally so far away.
During his death. It's not like they get there and they press Q and he's dead. You know, like which happens with a lot of split pushers, like Camille, for example.
And also, there's no objectives to take right now. I mean, at best, if you're flashes for Scuttles, you're thinking, oh, I really want to take that bot outer turret just till we get the last outer turret. But no one's pushing that lane. They're not committing to it. Baron doesn't spawn for another 2 minutes. They definitely could have done so. They could have taken that for free at this point. We'll have to see though. They'd rather jungle, take blue buff, take red buff. But honestly, this goalie is like really close. These teams are really. It's just like whoever gets the correct engage needs to be the one who's winning all these team fights. Oh, Poppy looks like he's gonna go on to your real dad.
You can't get this win. Like Varus is coming.
Varus is coming, yeah. And he can.
Oh
he
no,
can
the
still
stun
look it up.
does it.
There you go.
And yeah,
there he
that
goes.
mark image, my god, especially with the Rage Blade.
And then press the attack as well.
For way too long. Well, so there's just so much max health damage when you go this version of Varus.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when you actually prop your 3rd level passive stuff there. I think they're called blight stacks. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I always call them corruption stacks because it
Blighted
sounds
quiver.
Cool, but I think it's
that's what it's called.
I think it applies blade stacks. We could check.
Yeah, it applies blight stacks.
The stacks it applies are always different than the actual thing.
Oh, Urgot might be caught out here. He's stuck again.
Wow, just a bad time for him. As they're really trying to move to 4 and 7 here.
Wait,
you can just
who
see
is this
how
easy
hard-
rot? What? Am I seeing that right?
No, that is a Xerath portal.
Where did that come from? Poppy. Poppy has easy rot.
I actually didn't even see that. I kept looking too. I'm like, I keep looking up at Urgot, just hoping it's him.
Yeah, right? Like, he's split pushing all the time, you know? Ooh, Baron just spawned. Like, Puffin and friends are going for it. Let's see. Vigar's coming over here. He could potentially see it. Vigar does have a lot of bursts, but I think they're just going to turn on him. Oh yeah, they're just going to trundle pillar, block him out, burst it down.
And a nice job. That
Oh.
interrupts the ultimate, but Poppy's going to get a massively reduced cooldown on it. That takes a
They
lot
can
of
take
people
this
by
fight though. It's
surprise.
4v4. Like,
Oh, they pick off the Vigar. I mean, he's just a support, but it's still a pick. And he uses the shield. They're gonna use the
3-man shockwave! Oh my gosh.
Wait, why aren't they fighting right now? Where is the team of cavalry that's left at home? As Orion finally comes in to deal damage, and it seems like it doesn't matter.
Armax
if there's
flash
a way
over
through
the
fight.
Nivea wall! Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's the big mistake of the fight, is he's left all alone. Or Dafix is just fighting on the trundle using his lifesteal while Ash is allowed to rain down a volley of arrows, and that's going to be the death of Oriana there. Yeah, she did not stand a chance, and this is
Oh
going to
my
be the end of the
gosh.
game.
Yeah, this is definitely the end of the game. During
Oh, I
that...
lied. I think they're misplaying here. It depends if they can get the lane shoved right.
Oh my gosh.
They're making the split play. This is I like to call it the Ryan Morgus. It's where you have two very valid options in front of you and you choose neither. I mean, eventually they make the choice. I'm proud of them.
It was funny is during that team fight, we're supporting. I was like, yeah, we're not fighting. He's like walking, like he was halfway back to the base, and then he goes like, oh, we're fighting this. I should come back, and then he comes back, and it's at that point, it's like your front line is not in front of you. York already died. Oh my god, so much burst.
Yeah, but he had to get there just to protect. I mean, this is their only
This
option
could
if
be
they want
good.
to win.
Keeper's
The
verdict.
flash comes out. Now they're going to pick off the Ashe. That's really nice. The Anivia goes down second, and it's Sidarius who's looking to end the game before anyone can even come close to...
Ooh.
Wow, I think it was the Morgana who got the 50 gold there.
Yeah, if that keeper's verdict would have landed, there's a good chance something. They could have actually held that. I think actually.
I'm not sure there were just enough champions, and the Nexus was really low. They probably would have had to have stopped Darius. Oh, wait, the keeper's verdict. Yeah, that could have done it. I mean, I think she was aiming for the wrong target at the Ashe. Because the Ashe is really weak, right? You want to knock away someone with a high HP.
Yeah, someone that's harder to take down, more likely to destroy your Nexus.
So we had a great game for game one. You know, can't fault anyone for that.
I would say Buffin MVP. 11-2-4. I mean, the guy had insane Anivia walls throughout the game. I don't think I saw a single like Anivia wall that was bad. So like right at the end where he kind of flashed into his own wall. But they still got the ace, so it didn't really matter at the end.
Yeah. At least we got an exciting game for game one. Make sure you stay tuned. Game two is coming right back to you. We're going to have the same team coming back. Actually, wait, wasn't it the winners of that game?
Uh,
Yeah, well, the winners of that game flashes for Scuttles against.
Meme Dream Team.
That's it. Someone's
Yeah,
got me covered.
I got you covered. Alright, I think we're gonna go on a break. I'm gonna go eat dinner, and we'll be back whenever we're back.
All right, hello and welcome. We're back for game number 2. We're here again with, I think it's Flashes for Scuttle Crabs on the left side, and they're going to be against the Meme Dream Team. That rhymes, so it's hard to forget. I kind of like their anagram, FFS. I find myself saying that quite a bit. The Jana band, definitely odd. We haven't been seeing this played a lot in solo queue by Firaxia. Used to be a really big staple pick of his, but it seems like something that he played back when the Jana was really strong. Maybe didn't have time to scout out bands. Nivea, something that we just saw played, though, and it's been played in solo queue. Not the best pick for Puffin, but...
He looked pretty good on it last game, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this man is he's kind of the carry of the team.
That's it. He's hot on a champion. Don't let him get something he's doing really well with.
He's been playing even Rumble in the mid.
Oh wow, holy! That is some insane stuff.
And they're gonna ban the Ezreal. The Ezreal is one of the best picks out of solo queue from Vaporcat, but Vaporcat's actually not playing. I think any Ezreal in this league.
Oh, great!
It seems to all be Jhin and Varus. Graves is a really strong first pick.
Graves was banned last game.
He actually doesn't play Graves. From what? All right, so it's another jungler on this side. I actually don't know him. I didn't get to research him because he's a felon. Although I do like the Nautilus Kaisa. Nautilus recently got some quality of life changes. Something Firaxia has played in the past. Not too well for his team, but he has played it. I think the Morgana might have been nicer, but maybe that's what the misban was. You'd have to imagine. He did well in it last game.
We'll have to see.
Morgana
is being picked up for Phyrexia. So.
And then I'd imagine that's a Varus or Jhin. Yeah.
Varus. Solid pickups thus far. Honestly, I would be a little worried because that means they're going to have a solo, like their top laner is going to have to be tanky, or they just go all in on the damage.
I mean, that's totally fine.
Yeah, so they're going to be one tank composition, which means they really need to worry about Trundle being on the other side. Trundle in the one tank compositions is like heaven,
Yeah, it is a wet dream for the Trundle with his big club. It just gets a little bit bigger when he sees it. But we do see the mid lane Rumble actually demand a ban. Who would have thunk that?
I wouldn't have. I would not have done that, honestly. I would be like, yeah, let him play Rumble. But MDT don't want to take their chances with something crazy going on. And that's an Echo ban. It's definitely a target ban at, what is it? The Reels? Yeah. He's... Yes?
That's how I feel about the Reels. That's my verbal performance on how I feel about him. This next ban, I'd imagine, is going to be aimed at the... Wow, it's actually aimed at the top laner. They're going to ban the Darius. I mean, it's something he plays well, so I guess...
And he just played it last game, so... Why not, Beam Dream Team, they're definitely, one of the top 2 teams, on the Dragon Pit. Yes, they're talking about, across the board, people agree it's Kirby's Young Stars and Meme Dream Team. There's contention there, which one's the better one, but it's very clear that those 2 are above everyone else. And honestly, Meme Dream Team is probably sitting there going, we don't have to worry too much. We just ban what they played last game, get them on stuff they're uncomfortable with. And
I'm telling you, this team's strong. I call it when it's true, and it's true right now. This team is just a strong group. I mean, they banned their own Echo, which is a little scary. And with the Alistar pick, you're going into double tanks, and there's no Trundle coming out because the Jarvan's already been picked.
The Ornn. That is some good engage if they go with the Ornn. I'm
something you're personally a fan. I want Fiora. Oh my god, I want Fiora. I mean, the engage could be really nice, and they'll be able to use it. But I think he carries on Fiora, and it's something I'd be putting him on a lot if I was a Shuja coach. They obviously don't go with what I'm saying, though.
I'd go with what I'm saying.
But I'd actually prefer to see Fizz here. I think Fizz rounds out the composition, giving them an assassin who's able to pick off, the Kaisa specifically. Really important.
Yeah.
But they actually go with the Syndra for the long-range stuns. Probably important to get past the front line.
Syndra's a good option, I think, as well. in this
Yeah, she
scenario.
burst back the front line, and I think that's really important. This is something that actually hasn't been played great by Poofin in the solo queue, hasn't been played in the past, despite the fact he's played 5 champions so far. Actually
Oh,
now 6. And the
Yasuo was
Yasuo's
locked
locked in
in.
immediately.
They have
It's a pretty
three
strong.
knockups for Yasuo.
It's not the strongest pick into Syndra for the lane, but it is rather strong into Syndra out of the lane. Into the lane, though, this is a pick that can struggle, just because Syndra's able to win those queues over the wall.
Definitely. We'll have to
All right, let's get this
see
game
who's able to
started.
do
Get
that.
us in. We need to get going, boys. Come on, we're on a schedule here.
We are?
Yeah, at least I am.
What are you doing after this? It's straight?
Sleeping.
Oh. I guess so, yeah. I see the importance of that.
Yeah, it feels pretty good sometimes. Just lay down and not wake up.
We'll have to see. Waiting for the regular draft to start, but someone is still missing from the lobby. Or is Neko just refusing to move up? I don't know.
All right, that's a forfeit. I'm done sitting around here. The real team loses. I'm sorry to tell you, the meme dream team is dead. Neko should have moved up by now. You're starting 43 minutes late, my dude. 43 minutes late.
Oh my gosh.
Like, get it together. Very upset here. This is the most hype you're going to get out of me is when someone's doing this right here. Moment of silence. Well, please stick around. Eventually this game will be getting started.
Oh, he moved. She's waiting for me to say, like, R's in all caps passive aggressively.
It's all Nico's fault. Oh, Reels, I'm not a big fan of you, buddy. You tried to meme me. Don't think I forgot it. I saw your name. I knew I was casting you tonight, and I instantly instilled it in my head that I don't like you. And it's there now. That's how it works. That's why I end up in a lot of fights with people, because I don't like them for stupid reasons. Yeah, I mean, what could you expect out of the man? Of course he's going to play Yasuo.
I have to see if this is, you know, your allied Yasuo or the enemy team Yasuo.
So I've actually always been a big fan of Yasuo. I mean, like, my current roster, if you were to look at my top and mid laner, they both play Yasuo, so number 1 champion ranked. You know, I'm a big supporter of the champion.
I mean, I like playing me some Yasuo. It's fun, but it's just, you know, there's games where it's like you go in, you're like, I'm feeding today, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely think that there are some lanes where that happens. The games are just tend to be the fault of Yasuo. I think that they just got to get better at the champion. And I feel like that's the same thing with Darius, where Darius can have really bad matchups in times. But if he gets his Trinity Force and he's able to reach that point where he like can be in the middle of a fight, I think is really all he wants at any point. He'll carry. He can take the 1v5 easy.
Yeah.
Without a doubt in my mind. Wow, Bully saying Messiah over here might be sniping the game. Those are some serious accusations that I'm going to take with the utmost.
Who is Messiah?
I don't know, he's very coy.
He's not even in this game.
If he's a Messiah, I'd like to hear some predictions out of him.
Right?
I mean, the only Messiahs I know have been prophetic.
I mean, if you're a betting man, you're gonna go for Mean Dream Team with the triple tank, super engaged comp, plus the Yasuo. They're also just like their team is just so much easier to execute compared to the very Ornn dependent team from Flashes for Scuttles.
I don't think that they're entirely dependent on Ornn. They have a lot of engage on their own. They have the Morgana, they have the Syndra, they have the Varus. And 2 of those are able to go through minions, right?
Yeah.
Like, I really do think that they have everything that works to make a pick comp and do exactly what they did last game. My issue is what they did last game isn't really macro as much as it is advanced ARAM.
If you're gonna do advanced ARAM, you might as well have, you know, Nautilus, Jarvan, Alistar on your team that are actually gonna hard engage.
Well, yeah, I think that they're prepared for this style of just like ARAM it everywhere no matter what's happening.
But honestly, I wish every Dragon team would draft team comps like this, where you have 2 or 3 frontliners and then 2 or 3 DPS. Where, like, frontliners that have very clear and obvious engage, that makes it very easy to execute.
I mean, I don't think you always have to draft easy to execute teams. I think it helps a lot. I do think that varying damage and damage dealers is important. I think you always need to be running a 2 carry comp unless you're at the top levels of competition. But still, then, like, you can play a composition without any tanks and be fine.
Yeah, it's just you just have to snowball early, otherwise the tanks will just run you over.
Well,
That's
I think
usually
it's
the
about
gist of it.
understanding at the drafting phase that you need to have different types of damage. And then you also need to draft according to the enemy, right? Because if they're going to prioritize tanks, then you need to prioritize damage that kills tanks. On the
Yeah,
flip side, if they're going to prioritize like damage dealers, you need to prioritize burst type of damage that's able to take them out. And you need to vary it across AD and AP. And I think that that's kind of the trick to playing a 5 damage comp is having all the different types of damage, right? Because you look at someone like Varus who has like max health and that's really, really strong. And then you have somebody like Graves who just deals all upfront burst.
yeah.
Um, I think his ultimate has the execute on it actually. And then you have
Uh,
Syndra who 100% has the execute on her ultimate though.
which doesn't have execute, just really high burst.
Is it high burst? I thought she deals percent missing HP.
Oh, that would be OP, dude. He already one-shots people at, like, late game. I wouldn't add missing
Okay.
health onto it.
We're going to the Syndra wiki. We're going to see what's already there.
Alright. I'll wait patiently for your results.
Oh man, it looks like there's no percent max damage. That's really depressing.
Yeah, I also don't think it's on Graves either. I think Graves is just base damage as well. High base damage. I think it's like 300 or something at level 1, which is pretty high for an ult. It gives all the utility and the massive AoE it does.
I mean, it does have quite a bit to it. I'll give you that much. It probably doesn't need to have any extra types. Yeah, Graves also. This one has 150% bonus AD, and that's why it deals so much damage.
Yeah.
It's like base at level 3 is 550. That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think this could be the failure of the composition. Then right is like they don't have a lot of types of damage, and the Ornn being the only tank is going to have a hard time against the Nautilus and the Alistar.
Yeah. But
He has a lot of work ahead of him.
but there's always that chance, that Syndra and Graves are able to just like instant give Kai'Sa and Yasuo. Like, or one of the two of them at least. And then it's like, well, now we got just an Alistar, Jarvan, Nautilus, and some other guy coming after me. It's like, eh. Then it becomes a 1 damage composition fight, which is a lot easier to win when you have like so much DPS in your team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the ideal fights coming out of FFS are for them to be pulling off like picks in the jungle with deep vision. But as we know from last game, they'll play these pick comps and not go for picks in the jungle or deep vision. So
Yes.
we can't be hoping for them to actually execute on the composition they've drafted. We have to hope for them to execute on the ARAM that they're going to play.
The ARAM they're gonna play.
Yeah, it's just like we've seen the team, we know what they're going to do, and I'm a
It's a
little
Dragon League
disappointed in it.
special.
It's one of those things that I see in solo queue a lot, and it's a comment that I make that normally shuts up the whole game. And I'm just like, we're playing Abraham right now, and eventually my whole team is like, wait, we are. We've done nothing but push mid for the past 15 minutes, and I'm like, I know you haven't. Like I've been pinging the top outer.
Come on,
People.
come on, damn it, let's go get it.
I'm very excited. You can hear it in my voice.
Yes. Alright, I do have a question. Do you think this will be AP or AD Kai'Sa? What's
I
your
think
prediction?
She wants to go AD, but she'll go AP.
You think she can go AP just to have, varying DPS sources damage?
I think that's the mistake. I think you just want to go AD here. Maybe just Rage Blade because I think it's stronger to just go AD in general, right? And you're gonna need a Black Cleaver out of the Jarvan, so it's not like you don't have some types of synergy coming down with like your damage dealers. And I think that's all you really need is to make sure that like if you do all go AD, that your AD is willing to like. I think it comes down to this varying damage thing again, right? Like the types.
Do you even need to vary damage whenever they only have 1 tank, right? It's like it's just orange. It's like ignore the guy and you have all the perks of going AD, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Spike
so like
earlier
parts
for
of the
sure.
varied in this case are going to be like using the Black Cleaver on Jarvan and him using his large upfront burst from his passive to like give his team that type of early lead, right? Because like he can cleave 25 or I mean probably like more realistically 10 to 15 armor off of whoever he's fighting while they're being fought.
Hmm.
And I think that that's like a really big buff to be giving to the Kai'Sa and the Yasuo, especially when this is like already coupled with the fact that a Jarvan is actively on top of somebody. You know, it's not like he's just like, passively reducing your armor by 15. Like,
Yeah, he's
he's
helping.
actively hitting them while that's happening. And that's important. I think like you can't understate that.
Well, we're about to get in this game pretty soon. TM.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go make a blast, letting people know game 2 started,
Sure.
so that way they don't have to go sit through that 3 minutes of nothing. Man, I can't believe I have the privileges to like announce things. So weird.
It's crazy.
This is wonkers.
I mean, I have access to the AE Twitch. That's weird.
Hey, I mean, there's a league I'm banned from, and I still have their stream key.
They didn't bother to change it.
No.
Ah, what idiots. That'd be the first thing I would do. Not gonna lie. Maybe it's just something we do. Like every season we change the stream key. Just to be safe. I don't know, no one's maliciously tried to stream before, so eh. Okay, looking at the runes here. Conqueror Yasuo, don't think that's too far out of line. Aftershock on the tanks. Jarvan went Electrocute. Yeah, I can get behind that. And I think Kai'Sa went, what is that, press to attack, I think, or lethal tempo? I don't actually remember the other Dank Conqueror. I can't remember which one's which. Syndra went Airy. I don't know about that. I think most people would suggest going Comet.
Oh, we're into the game though.
Yeah, we're into the game now.
I do think that Ari's the better pick onto Syndra, mainly because when you land your E-stun, you can like actually knock them just a bit out of the range, and they can like walk out of Comet. But more
Really?
specifically, because it really helps you with your laning dominance, right? Like imagine the Q poke into the Yasuo, but now imagine it without Ari.
Yeah, it gives that little extra oomph, I guess, yeah.
It's a lot more consistent than looking for Comet with the Q. I like this start. The jungler in the mid lane, really proud of them to know how to 5-point.
I have a question for you.
I
What
have
do you
an
think
answer.
of Dark Harvest Graves?
I think it's the strongest version of Graves. You can go look at my account right now, and you'll see it's the only Graves I've been playing since I lost to it. Actually, I think I beat it, but I played against it, and the dude went 14-3. Like I lost to it in the jungle. Sorry, I like equate my losses based on how I performed, not how anything else happened in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, he wrecked me, and I've just been playing it ever since. I think it's really strong. Press the attack actually might be the better option, especially in a competitive setting. But it's really strong. Like you can't underestimate
I
how
feel like
powerful his upfront
that
is.
had so much burst.
It's ridiculous. He can take out a health bar.
Like you could probably 100-0 somebody, I think, if you have enough stacks. With Dark Harvest. We'll have to keep track of.
I mean, there's still some like potential to always have to outplay on Graves.
Yeah.
Like his kit's really straightforward, and those tend to be the hardest mechanically to get your head around.
Yep. Oh, 1 HP on the red buff. That's the worst.
Did it release?
No, it didn't. It just had 1 HP left, and Grace had to sit there and reload and take a hit.
Yeah, I'm actually really sad he's not going for the full clear here. There's a way you can do this with Graves where you like save all of your stacks. You can even save them into the second half of the jungle. You come out with like 6 into the scuttle, and it feels awesome.
Yeah, Jarvan looks like he's posturing to gank bot lane right now. Level 2 gank.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically in the lane already. I think he's looking to get this Infernal Drake early. This is a little bit too early, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
without the wards and them shoving up, it may not be. It
No,
looks
he's
like
getting behind them.
FFS
He's
just
getting
got
behind
the
them.
level 2. That's really good for them. Here comes the engage. He does get the Varus.
Oh my
The
god.
execute comes down. All of those autos land, but they didn't even get a summoner spell for their troubles. He's not even popping his pot yet. Nautilus isn't able to land that aftershock. Feels bad, man. And he's about to get knocked around. Actually, wait, Ornn doesn't have his dash, I take it.
Oh, you're right.
Because you want to start Bellow Breath.
For sure, yeah. Neko.
Yeah, they're going to get the pick, but I don't think Neko's going to go down.
So
I mean, we were told by the chat he's a feeder.
I mean, that's been patched. You should never miss that if you're trying to do that.
I mean, that's been patched.
It's been patched. They added a patch.
I just like the way that you put it.
They specifically made it easier to do. It's been patched.
Wow, Reels is really going for poof in here. But here comes the jungler. We're going to see if the Graves is able to get something done. Instead, it's just Ari marks.
Oh, Silva. The one problem about Nautilus top lane is mana. He's already out of mana almost. It's like half the reason you even take the corrupting potion is just so you get mana read back.
The Ornn is just going in again.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm willing to trade with you. You have no mana. And if you use any mana, pretty much he screws over this lane.
It's a really hard time. Nice job there with the E to get both CS there. I love watching people CS well.
It's great. It's honestly the most relaxing part of League of Legends. Graves looks like he's about to get collapsed on.
Yeah, Graves is getting picked here. He gets the E off. You don't want to flash for that. I mean, maybe you would have got him.
Graves still had flash, so no. I don't think he would have. Probably would have flashed out.
Yeah, I would have been relying on like an EQ cooldown coming up.
And this game is relatively even, honestly, right now.
Yeah, this is very reminiscent of the first game of the day. But here comes the Alistar engages. He gets the full pick, the aftershock, the stun, and that's first blood going over to the Alistar, not the Kaisa. But Kaisa says, I want to kill too. Too bad a lot of those shots go flying backwards into the minions behind her. But as I say that, we get another engage on the top side as Ornn is just continuing to fight the Nautilus, who now has the mana to keep up.
Yeah, and now Ornn's the one low on mana, so...
I think he would actually use his passive and spend some gold.
Well, you don't get the mana back whenever you buy a mana item. I'm pretty sure. Oh, they might dive this. Paper Cat, get him! Alright, ADC flash for support flash. I take that any day.
Yeah, I'd imagine you wouldn't, because that would be broken. I would have complained.
I mean, you complain about a lot of champions in the game. It's not like Riot fix them anyway.
Nah, but like, I don't remember if I would complain about a mechanic. It's like, I complain a lot. But
Up into 6 before. Okay. I was saying...
Yeah, it's not going to be a big deal because of the wind wall.
It's assuming he even has a point in one wall. He does.
Why wouldn't he? Who does that?
There are
the
some,
Reals, because he's that bad.
There are some Yasuos that don't put a point in one wall. Especially if they don't have, like, things to win wall. Alright? Like, the only thing you can win wall is this Cinder Stun.
I just think that, like, there is no composition in which you wouldn't want to have a wind wall. Like, even if just to block some auto attacks, or to, like, stop someone from getting a cannon minion.
Yeah, but it's more like, kind of like Jhin, where it's like, there you have the E on Jhin, you just don't put a point in it, because it's like, it doesn't add that much, right? Like, the cooldown on one wall is just so low. Yeah, the trap.
I mean, I still think that the trap adds something. Although, do you still get it in the passive regardless?
What do you... Oh, yeah.
The trap's biggest use is wave clear.
Yes, that's pretty much it. You like get level 9 before you even start thinking about putting points in it.
Oh, we're getting a full-on engage in the bot, though. Kaisa's forced to run out.
Now let's start. Neko gets some good damage before running off.
I'm really scared the Ornn's going to use his ultimate to try to pick the Nautilus.
Oh, no.
He just looks like he's setting it up.
He looks ready for it, honestly. He's just waiting for, like, oh, I can get a stun on him. I'll have to wait and see.
Wow, another missed cannon. That just hurts.
Oh.
And another caster, and he's going to miss that one too. No, he finally hits one.
Tragic. And such weird back timings in that bot line. They both went back and got pickaxes. Silva is so low. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, the boots on Kaisa feel good, though.
Oh, he just hooked forward, too. Oh, my God. I think real Dank could definitely be killing. Could have killed him.
Oh, they get the spot now. The binding's already been used on the Owlstar.
Go for
They're going
it.
to get the smite in.
Oh, sorry.
Kaisa can deal a lot of damage here. She's looking to carry as she's fighting off the Graves on the back line. The teleport finally finishes channeling as the Ornn comes in, but he's all alone. The Yasuo puts up the wind wall. Glad he put a point in that as he blocks all of that damage, and he lands the knockup.
Oh,
That's
my
the
God.
Syndra booty, but Ornn
He's
saves
exhausted,
the
though.
day. And the E comes in from Varus. That's going to be the first pickup.
Oh,
The
my
Ignite
God.
kick
This is so
killing
bloody.
Graves goes down to the Kaisa in the back. And while that's happening, the Owlstar goes down himself. Graves takes way too long to die, and that's
He'd say, is he doing this? Is he going to 1v2?
Nitzig does it.
Ooh.
He's not going to be able to kill the Ornn for sure, and Ornn cleans up the fight.
Triple kill for Kaiser, though.
Yeah, that's a
Oh
lot of
my
gold
God.
going over to her, although I guess mirroring the scoreline there for Varus isn't the most terrifying thing.
But still, it's like Kaiser with more items. Holy.
Still, it's a Kaisa with more items. Yeah, that can get pretty scary.
Like, her win rate is, like, insane and competitive right now. And
Yeah, it's
she's
pretty
already up
ridiculous.
10 CS as well, so...
Oh,
Watch
Pro
and
Noobs,
see.
I heard you're a creative Sketch League player.
I am a creative Sketch League player. That's actually true. I'm not good at drawing things, so I gotta think creatively, you know. That's what happens when you're bad at Pictionary. So you stop trying to draw whatever they tell you to draw, and you start drawing, like, 2 parts of what they say to draw, you know. Good dodge
Oof.
by Heat Sick.
I think he did land the W there on Varus, so it's going to feel good when you can do that. And the tanks are fighting in the top lane again. Not sure what they plan to accomplish
The
here.
noodle fight's going on. Well, Ornn has double buffs, so by default he
Does he?
should already win.
Yeah, his red buff is scary.
And he also has
He
Iceborne
might
Golem to
actually
keep
kill
chasing.
him.
Yeah, Ordix, he has Dark Harvest stacks.
He had to get ahead of him if he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Graves could have done it with the stack.
Honestly, yeah, if Jarvan doesn't come touch that lane though in the next minute, it's gonna just continue being as bad as it is.
Well, he's
Puppet's
coming in for the
getting
mid
engaged
right
right now.
now, and he's using the ultimate. Yeah, I think the real strength to the Jarvan here is that you have the Syndra, you have the Varus, and neither of them can get outside of that terrain.
Yeah.
Right? So like your goal is just to aim for those laters.
Cinder can interrupt the actual like jumping onto you for the ult,
Really?
actually. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Will the terrain still form?
I don't remember that part of it exactly, but
This is the Nautilus pick finally happening here. He does flash out, but it's a wasted flash as it's just picked up on the back by Graves.
yeah.
Ornn gets out, barely hung.
Sasage's
but-
gonna get a return kill, though. No way.
The flash
Hilda
might
gets
have
that.
done it. Yeah, the flash
Oh
did.
my gosh.
Graves walks right over a ward. I really hope I see pings come down. I think they missed that.
If Jarvan had boots.
Oh wow, that's
my
an
God.
ugly ward.
What?
Oh, it's ugly. They have a ward sitting in the bush on top half of the map.
Oh,
And
that
if
one.
they had pushed it the other, because there's no reason you want to see that blasting clone. If you're seeing them hit that, it's too late. They're gone. Like there's no reason you want to see that part of the jungle.
The ugly word.
Yeah, that was just bad.
Let's see, how many stacks does Graves have right now? 52. 52 stacks. That's not bad. And kind of starting to see a CS lead develop in the mid and the
Top. Oh my god, the top.
top lane is offset by the mid and bot lane. 'Cause it's still huge.
And so if you look bot lane, gold leads 800 in Kai'Sa's favor. If you look mid, it's 700 in the favor of Yasuo. But then you look at the top lane, and it's 1700 in the favor
It's
of
almost
Orange.
2K on its own.
Yeah.
It's like Ornn is a really good pick or something, you know? We'll have to see though. Graves is walking around, wasting time.
This is the engage, but Yasuo's never really able to do much with that as he just gets shoved all the way back, doesn't have any more minions to dive in with. He does look for the third Q, but doesn't land it.
Yeah.
Does that actually have a name?
What, the dash?
The knockup.
The knockup? I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh!
Oh, he landed it!
Yeah, that is
Right, here's a Jarvan.
Yeah, that's going to be the pickup onto Syndra. This is a full
Graves
fight
down
though
his
in the bot. Graves is going to be looking for the kill. That's going to be a dead Kai'Sa there. As he doesn't even give her the chance. He saves the stack so he can blow up the Alistar. If you saw that one auto attack dealt half his health bar. Asking me if it's worth it to take Dark Harvest. He'll be fine here. I think he has Triumph. At least... Wait, what path did he take then? Did he go... I'm confused. Because he didn't have Triumph there, right?
Isn't the other one overheal?
You wouldn't take Overheal.
I don't know why you take that on Graves, I agree. The other option is the one that gives you back mana and ultimate reduction, cooldown reduction, which is
I did
not
play
good in
around with
Summoner's
that. No, so I played around with it by taking Presence of Mind and the Ultimate Hunter. And then essentially Graves' cooldown ends up on a 33-second cooldown by itself. And that can get reduced down to about 15 seconds if you're actually killing people with it. So when you're playing Dark Harvest Graves, it can be really strong to have your ultimate up on such a low cooldown because you can actually pick fights and use your ultimate for each of them. It's it can get ridiculous. And the mana never hurts because you will run out if you're killing everything on the map. And this is going to be the pickup. Skill Tempest does land. Oh my god, he gets knocked back, has to flash him for the kill, and that's hashtag not worth.
Is it though? I think it's worth.
It's never worth to flash him for a kill like that, in my opinion.
If he gets this turret, or gets a roam off, maybe.
If he can get something for it, then it ends up being worth it.
Oh, Dank going down on Vapor Cat right now?
Yeah, Vapor, he does a Black Shield, and that eats up a substantial amount of the damage, but that's not enough. Morgana does land the ultimate onto Kai'Sa, but that's also not enough. The Q only goes down onto the Alistar, and that just signs her own death for him. Really would like to have seen the Morgana try a little less hard there. I'm a big believer in big dick strats, but sometimes you got to be honest about the size of your package. They might get knocked back by Terrain here, but he's actually able to eat right over it. Really lucky there by the Yasuo. Jarvan's looking for the pick here, as he does get the Scuttle.
Hey.
I think he can take the fight, but he doesn't look for it.
No, he doesn't know where Syndra is in that scenario.
And it is a Dark Harvest Graves.
Exactly. That stuff gets scary. I see.
So it's actually first turret going over. That's a really big job there. Hitsig is able to pick that up with Nico.
Oh no, Silva, you missed the hook.
Yeah, it's got to feel bad for him at that point, but there's just such a big minion wave that, like, that point, I honestly believe he could have just stood there and Graves wouldn't have been able to kill him before the minions killed Graves.
Yeah. Feels bad, man. Notice Ornn is already itemized into 3 armor items.
Yeah, so we already see a major problem coming out of FFS here, that they don't actually, I'm going to go with Grasp, like these basic macro plays that they're now switching for. We saw the bot lane come out to shove bot instantly. Now they're recalling to match because they've realized that the bot lane's actually going to swap to top side now, because that's where the Rift Herald is, and that's where the towers are to get.
Well, Jarvan's on Rift Herald right now.
Yeah, they might pick it up, honestly, because of this late rotation. And they do. Yeah, it's a really bad play there. That's like basic macro. Your bot lane swaps when the tower or the dragon are dead. Like, there's no longer an objective to secure down there.
Yeah, honestly, just really solid moves by Meme Dream Team. Which kind of shows
they know
why they're a top-tier team in the Dragon League. Ooh, very good Verisol. Oh, 3-man Cataclysm.
It doesn't look like he's making much of a difference as everyone just kind of like blows. I think it blew the Jarvan flash.
Yeah, he didn't even use his time inactive when he was in there. It's
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. Okay. Neko just wasted his Q. Like your buddy there's waiting.
Yeah,
Oh,
and this leaves him vulnerable now. Here comes the Ornn.
Oh, Windwald!
Ooh.
Ah! Yasuo. Okay, Reels is getting really low though, but he ulted on Syndra, got Puffin, Zelda Silva's going down, but Reels got another kill. So it's 3 kills.
Wow. Reels is popping off now. 7-1.
Oh my gosh, that was some clean Yasuo play, dude.
Like a real Yasuo main, he's an edgelord.
He's the enemy team Yasuo, you know, the one that gets like super fed, crushes you, and like looks really good.
This is another really intelligent Rift Herald use. We saw this last game as well.
Yeah, I mean, they honestly might do this dive if they weren't all so low.
I think you want to wait until the Alistar has this ultimate up.
No, they're just really too low. I think Ornn gave a little bit, Real Dad gave a little bit too much respect. I think he could have outplayed that, especially considering he already has like 300 armor.
Yeah, it's possible. Oh,
he has 200 armor.
Does not care about him.
That's right. Errol does no longer aggroes on the enemy champions.
Wow. It just kept going.
It's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, that's what my girl calls me. Bang, bang.
So, Me Dream Team now has developed a 4K, maybe 5K arguably, goal lead. However, they are down in Infernal and Mountain Drake. So, if there's one thing Flash for Scuttles is doing is they're taking the Scuttle Crabs and taking the Dragons.
And it looks like they're going to be taking the mid turret. Here
the,
comes the squad, though. Syndra misses the stun. That's going to be the big miss. Double knockup. And now it's just a full-on retreat for FFS.
Very good
wind
wall again.
Things right into the wind wall. Yeah, once again showing why you put a point into that.
I think he has multiple points in that. It's way too big for what it should be.
Yeah, I'm all the way on team put points into the wind wall. That is a strong ability.
It's like every time he uses it is right whenever the other team is wanting to attack him. It's like, wait, what?
No, he only has one point into it.
I know, he only has 1 point into it, yeah. I think it's just the skin makes it look... Oh, the Nautilus hook lands, and that's...
Yeah, that's the flag and drag into some shots from Kaisa.
And Sasaki just
Mike's
murders
going
him.
down on the back. I mean, Mike died there to the tower shots, but just barely gets out. Nice job by him.
And that's another 3K gold in the pocket of Meme Dream Team. They're now
and this
7K
is going to be a
gold.
dragon. I think that this is a... Yeah, it's an Infernal.
And that will even that up.
Even it up. It's going to mess up everything.
It's like, oh no. Well, I mean, it's the one thing Flash of Skulls got going for them right now is that they have an Infernal in the mountains. Like, oh, they could potentially scale more because they do have 4 damage dealers, right? That Infernal scales so well when you have that kind of. Audrey Hicks. I tried to Q over the wall. That's Graves.
They might be looking for it here. I think Graves has the best chance.
Oh, he tried to ult.
Yeah, that's always the mistake. At 700, I mean, that's a really, really, really poor smite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because his smite's sitting at 720. Actually, I think that's perfect then. Okay. And the Graves is right on par with him in level. The Graves actually couldn't have outsmited him.
Would have had a flash over that exact same second, and
he couldn't have.
That smite.
The smite at level 12 deals 720. The smite at level 11 deals 680.
Oh,
and the dragon only ever
was
hit
a higher
700
level.
to 720.
Gotcha.
So yeah, he actually couldn't have outsmited him.
Windwall saves the turret.
Yeah, that's. I'm telling you, this ability is good. Like, it's literally a wall of fuck yo shit. It doesn't get better than that.
It's the enemy team Yasuo, man. Does everything
you
right.
Say it's the enemy team Yasuo, but I think that's just what the Champions kit does. And my god, there's a flash and a black shield that comes out. Definitely a diversion of resources. We need to get the pick onto the Yasuo. The binding finally lands. And Syndra's always using her ultimate instead of using her stun first. Would like to see her try to land damage. There's the last breath, and it is Syndra's. This is the full-on fight as Ornn does land a knock-up. That's onto the Alistar, who's now dying in the back line. Your real dad is just running him down as Nico is on a destiny to finally start feeding. Ooh. And Graves picks up the kill. That was calculated.
Another Dark Harvest stack. OP.
Those Dark Harvest stacks make all the difference.
Yeah, he's currently at 13. And Favorite Cat's gonna finish mid turret. He's working on it, and then they're starting Baron in the same. Kai'Sa is in Nautilus, are the only
Yeah,
two
it's
that's
about
up.
time they start this Baron.
Yeah, honestly, Kai'Sa's the only person that can test this, and I would not be worried about a Kai'Sa going in 1v4.
I just can't believe it took them this long.
Oh, no, they got the ace, and then they immediately went over there. So I don't think it's taking. I think it's just solid play. Kai'Sa W.
So with all the lanes shoving in, this is where it's going to get a little bit scary for them. The Baron will definitely help with that, but
Yeah.
you still need to get there.
Yep.
And this is letting them lose to their own style of ARAM play.
Guess who's about to ARAM?
Yeah, that's exactly what we see
Me and Dream
happening.
Team is about to ARAM right now. All 5 of them are mid.
Well, they had the timer there on that Raptor camp. Really terrifying, too.
So Saga is just being a monster in this jungle. Alright, they're rotating bot right now. I think they're going to try and pick off this Ornn, who's probably alone. Honestly, I would like to actually see Flasher for Scuttles kind of ARAM group, since they have Baron buff right now.
So I've been hearing that the team comms might be a little muddled from Taco's team. Have some insider information that the whole chat is in on as well. I'm not sure if they call that insider.
I mean, he's our coach, right? For Mean Dream Team? One of the coaches. If I recall. I'll have to see. Honestly, though, this Baron buff has not gotten them any turrets yet, though. This makes me worried. This makes me very concerned. Like, if you're the team with Baron, you should be like, alright, we need to take at least, like, 3 turrets at this time. 2 turrets. And instead, they're just like, yeah, we'll just push all the waves out and then run away whenever Meme Dream Team shows up. Scared. Ornn trying to make
Yeah,
some
but that would
items.
require them to, like, actually, have the Ornn split push and use his teleport advantage. Something we
I'm
haven't been
saying
seeing a lot
don't
of.
even have him split push. Just have him group. Just 5v5. Use an Ornn ult to
Really?
zone somebody out. They have so much.
I
They have
think
like
we
really
can
good.
use that from the side lane, though, and this is, like, probably the best use of Baron is to pressure the turret. Especially if he were to wait for this cannon wave right here.
I
think the
I
real
think
mistake
if they
is
don't have
showing it.
Ornn, they'll get dove by the
That's
3-man
fair.
engage.
I mean, for right now, the play has worked out in their favor. The Ornn
Yeah,
split.
right now they're
they have
playing like
vision.
super safe right now, which is what they should be doing right now.
Well, so I don't think it's really safe. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just like giving them too much credit here. But with the big wave top, the Nautilus split off bot, and them up on the mid, the Ornn now regrouping. I mean, they've given themselves a 4v3 under turret. Like,
Yep.
they've done everything to macro this. They have all the vision. Here comes the Ornn ult. This was the play. Really nice job. They get the knock up onto Kai'Sa.
Oh, they're actually
They
going
miss
for it
the
too
fight,
right now.
But they go for it full on. That's going to be a dead owl.
Alistar is tanking so much though.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. The unbreakable chains really are unbreakable. I mean, they do get the turret here.
I mean, that's really what
like-
matters at the end of the day there.
Congrats to them for the macro. I think they're getting a little greedy here, going for anything more.
Yeah, because Yasuo's about to get over here. Nautilus is about to group.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they understood where their advantage was coming from, as everyone seems to be flashing out of that pit. And Graves is just cleaning up in
Oh,
the back.
Yasuo's
end.
dead
He
though.
does pick him off.
Holy!
No,
Because all the
it's
sun is going down
crazy,
too. They're winning this fight.
The damage dealers are alive, and none of this matters. Wow.
They just have so many threats, and they didn't address. They didn't get rid of the Syndra. They focused on the Varus. Real Dad does his job. Soaks
How
up so
long
much.
is left? Can you even see the timer? Oh, they're only going to get the inhibitor. They can't get more. The Baron's not staying up long enough.
They can get the inhibitor. They've got Graves, man.
No, I said all they're getting is the inhibitor.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna get this, and hopefully they just walk away.
No, it looks like the Syndra wanted to die for her trouble.
I think she was dead no matter what.
Here comes down the pings, finally telling the team they don't want to fight, they want to go to the dragon. Wow, I really hope we can get an interview after the game and ask whose call that was. Here comes the next Infernal. Now, the winner of this is going to be the team that gets officially more scaling. I know you can't see my air quotes, but I just made them. Because
I heard
it's
them,
kind
don't
of
worry.
ambiguous.
I heard we're scaling. Graves trying to solo it out, this Scuttle, and yeah, he gets it, walks away.
Now, we're talking going from 8 to 16% extra AD and AP. The real difference here being that like you can just burst substantially quicker once you start to get up to the higher numbers.
Yeah.
So you can't just think about this as like a net 8% more damage than the other team. You seriously have to think about the fact they're dealing more damage than intended. This is going to amplify the Graves and the Syndra. Wow, this dragon is getting low.
This dragon is just
it's staying low.
Honestly, though, it's like Flashes for Scuttles, they're just stalling for their whole team to actually get there. They could care less about
I think
the
they're
dragons.
letting the minions run up the mid.
Yeah, they do a lot of pressure.
You have to take
Exalta, I don't think you want to go in.
Do.
Go after him, man. Get him.
Oh!
That's such a missed opportunity.
You have to land that binding. Like you gave up the dragon for that play. Like you actually didn't fight for that dragon. You gave them 8% AD and AP, and for what? Yeah. I'm sorry, maybe I'm being too harsh on them. Maybe they couldn't win the fight, and that was the right play to just watch themselves lose the dragon. But I think once you watch yourself lose that Infernal Drake, you're watching yourself lose every fight following.
Most likely, yeah.
And that's a major problem, especially at this stage in the game. I mean, now you have to out-macro them, and like the testament here being the fact that the bot lane has not... I don't think they've even touched the bot lane turret. How much damage is on that right now? They have not dealt 1,000 damage to the bot lane turret yet. Like, that is a major problem. They are not playing macro well. They do not even know how to get these outer turrets.
Like, they had 5 people showing in mid to take the super minions. They easily could have tried to, at the very least, push bot lane out into the turret, the 4-man squad. Instead, they, like, randomly went into the blue buff to go put one ward down there. It's kind of like, what are you really getting out of that?
Yeah, I mean, the opportunities are definitely there, and I think that these are the opportunities that we're seeing that are costing them, and also leaving me with a lack of faith in them to win outside of, just a brawl.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm fine. If the brawl is how you win, embrace it. I've always been one of those people, though, where I'm kind of on the team, like, if this is how you're going to win, like, you have to understand that.
Like, just play to win. Play to your
you have
team's
to play
strengths.
to your win conditions. And in this case, the win conditions are just picks for them. We know that their vision is, like, it's actually improved a bit, but it's still a little lackluster. Like, right now, all they have is vision of the Nautilus. Morgana's looking for the pick onto him. She lands it, but they don't actually have vision of him. So, like, they barely even saw that root landed.
Varus even misses Q on a rooted target, so...
Yeah, they couldn't see him. Like, I was watching their vision. He was out of the fog of war. Or in it. And they land that onto Jarvan, but they don't even know who they're landing that onto. Like, they just know they're landing it. And this is kind of what I mean by the lack of vision is really hurting them. Like, Firaxia is able to land these ridiculous bindings into no vision. Imagine what he could do with it, right?
Yeah.
But they can't follow up because they don't even know what they're following up on.
Wait, no.
Graves,
why
don't hit the Lord!
You just let them know you're doing Baron! Oh my god, tilted.
So, they didn't want the 5v5 at Dragon, but they do want it at Baron.
They are burning this down, like, super fast. The Jarvan goes in, he's still Baron! Oh my god.
And now all hell breaks loose as the Meme Dream Team, off the back of all of this morale support.
Oh, guys, I went in too deep, though.
Ice is dead, though. That's a big loss. He just gets beaten up. The Orange stands there. He just takes it.
Real Dad's life was so long. He's literally sitting in the middle of 5 Mean Dream Team members going like, yeah, I'm here, I'm Orin.
They had to back for the base, but that just feels bad. I think you can surmise that one just by seeing the Orange stand there. Oh, it feels bad. The thing is, I really think that with, like, proper coaching and guidance, FFS could win this game.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that they've had the opportunities to. This is, yeah, they should be winning this, honestly. The Meme Dream Team's given them all the opportunities to do it.
Honestly, though, it's like, did Syndra just complete the stopwatch? Yeah, she did. Okay. Now that Syndra has a stopwatch, hopefully she doesn't get picked off anymore, like at the start of like most fights. I think it's pretty much get Syndra. And the one fight that they won was Syndra was still alive at the end, so those might be related, We'll have to see, though.
Yeah, apparently Hidzig's been demoted to Academy, and the game's not even over. I actually don't think he's the one to demote either. Currently sitting there with the most CS and the most gold on his team. His vision score, though, he very clearly does not care about seeing what he kills.
He just shoots.
He just left clicks. A little bit of auto attacking. Here we go. The rockets land. The binding comes out, misses everything. Now this is where you can just get the full on dive, but that'd be suicide. Be something I'd do board in solo queue.
Yeah.
Wow, layering the pool on top of the E, or the E on top of the pool. They're actually walking on top of a ward there. So they know who's coming and where, and they know it's coming to the bot side. This is bad. The Syndra showing hand here is yeah, they actually do get this shove going. I think this is their last potential shove with Baron. They may be able to get a push onto the inhibitor if they kill this on this wave, but I'm doubting it.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
maybe one more wave after this.
Well,
So-
once Kaisa missed her W, it was pretty much set in stone that like they weren't getting it on that wave. And I think that because of that, they're not going to be able to make a push onto the inhibitor turret now.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, they're just trying to play the slow game. They're just grouping, hoping the cannon's good enough to take it down, but they're not really committing for it, which I don't really know why. I think they have an opportunity to.
When you're at the point where Graves is actually using Dark Harvest effectively now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this is where this team pops off, and I think a lot of this is just like 8% AP and AD hurts, man. It really does. As they push back to secure the next Drake. Yeah, they don't have a chance here. This isn't worth engaging on. This is nothing.
It's not worth your life. Not worth Graves'
I
ult
didn't think
either.
it was worth the ultimate.
Yeah. Well, they might go in.
Yeah.
Orange thinking about it, that's for sure. Oh, that was blind, actually.
Wow, that was one hell of a laced binding. And Firaxis is actually the one who eats more damage because of it.
Real's just got a free exhaust that did nothing. That's gotta feel good. It's like, oh, I got exhausted. Alright, just walk away. Didn't lose anything. And
Yeah, especially because exhaust can be so damning to the Yasuo. That's another misbinding. I almost think
the
they're
two
better
tanks
than-
are left alone right here.
Wow, and they're both being picked off by the binding here. They're
Jarvan
stunned
got
up.
3-man cataclysm though. Oh, there's a Yasuo as well. He's come back.
They ignored the damage dealers. Yeah, this is full-on Yasuo time. As Reels is just going to get the slaughter. There goes Puffs. Hitzig wants in on the action. Who gets the last hit onto Dad? Let's see who's got this timing. Ooh, Yasuo tried to get it with the tornado, but couldn't. I think that's the end of the game, is they're going to push him with their minions.
Yeah, the death timers are so long right now. The 30 seconds before Vapor Cat comes out, and he's not going to defend 1v5.
You just need to tank. You need to have your tanks eat up damage here. If not, I don't know if they can get it. They may not now. Although, actually, like, the minions take no damage. Wow. Sorry, I underestimated how quickly they take things with 16% extra damage in a Mountain Drake.
Yeah, it's especially
And I mean,
Kaisa.
I called the
Kaisa
end, but I didn't call
Yasuo is
this.
so good.
Yeah, and that's the end of the game. Congratulations to the Meme Dream team. It definitely didn't feel like the cleanest win, but they'll be able to put another W in the win column. I think Taco should be bringing the belt out a little bit here. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But Meme Dream team keeps their potential for first place.
Yeah, they still have a chance. They still have a chance. Had Syndra not ended.
I just feel like he was like a target of every single engage, which means Puffin just out of position, a little bit too aggressive each time. It was getting really hard punished by Jarvan.
Yeah, Puffin was definitely not playing top notch on the Syndra, and I think that part of this is like just the massive champion pool and no clear identity. I think, like, really speaking to this is the fact that he's played 6 champions before this, one of which was new for the first time today that he at least played in solo queue. Syndra being number 7, that he hasn't actually played in solo queue in the past week. Yeah, that's tough to just turn that switch on. Wow, we're doubting the chance for first, apparently. That's rude.
We are.
Yeah, that's what Rock and Roll Kid said. I just like to shout out the flame in the chat.
I
Well,
unless Kirby's
I think
Young
that-
Stars lost a game this week, Meme Dream Team still won right behind them. They still are. I think they're almost locked in for a bye, because there's this week's games, and next week is the last one. So I'll have to update the standings and update you on that.
Yeah, well, we'll see you all. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, we'll be having playoffs in 2 weeks, apparently. Can't wait.
Excitement.